Well, it's going to be the left-hander, Isabel Schneider, to get us underway. It's a good serve to the inside of Patricia, who gets a good approach and then looks to chip high line. Brazil, any nerves may be calmed by that first side out.
You want to get that first side out under your belt. There's a nice lift by Patricia. She sees the court so well, makes it easy. It's important to start off the match strong to get your confidence, really get the momentum going.
Isabel Schneider has a great arm swing working off the body. So it means she can access the sideline from anywhere on court, but this time she has a little look, knuckles it back to the line. Good start from both sides.
Real smart. And the key is not to have just one tendency. You got to have that short little finesse shot. You got to have the power. If you stick with only one shot, well, at this level, the defense will start to hone in on it. So you got to always vary your offense.
Miss serves, maybe Germany have identified serving tough as a way they have to play this game against the team who have been a force on the world tour. Rebecca just stays so still, parks the bus, plays overhand defense, but the cover from Germany. This one is heating right up, and we're only 4 points through this game. Back to the right side, Bieneck tries to chisel through the hands of Patricia, a former Youth Olympic gold medalist. This time gone around Rebecca. Again, she stays so still, so stable. Brazil and Germany, this is some match already.
Spectacular rally, right, to start things out. Scrappy defense, everybody getting that ball up. Not a lot of aggressive, hard hits going on, but a lot of placement.
If you're Germany in this game, Dane, do you think we really have to attack the serve? Knock Brazil out of system?
Yeah, you really have to put pressure. A lot of teams will just get out there and serve the ball inbounds with not a lot of intention of putting your opposition in trouble. But you have to look at the serve as a weapon, as something that can knock the opposition off and onto their heels. And if you don't, against a good team like Brazil, if you serve little lollipops or free balls over the net, they're going to make you pay every single time. So I'd like to see Germany really take some risks.
The big players are so physical, and the smaller players have got great ball handling work, also great skills to pay the bills. That's Rebecca coming in so square on, working off the body, but she misses the sideline.
Well, that's it right there. Tough serving. Germany earned that point because they got Brazil out of system on the serve. The pass was shanked, and Brazil could not recover. You see this little kind of crouching jump float serve. Laura Ludwig really put her stamp on that. She introduced it, and a lot of the German players use it. It's kind of a knuckleball where the ball's moving back and forth, and it can be very difficult to pass.
Using the legs to pop up and fire the serve as fast as possible. Julius Brink, also one who had a similar serve in the locker as well. The crowd watch on. Another ace. This time it's Rebecca from Brazil who fires up the furnace.
Yeah, I like the location. There's Frank Macrod and Hannes Jagerhofer, the promoters of this event, and they have created really something special. The crowd here every single day has just been amazing, and I can't imagine how crazy things are going to get next weekend when the semifinals and the finals take place.
I think following beach volleyball for a long, long time, those iconic events, as we've spoken about before, Vienna, Klagenfurt, Hamburg is right up there. The atmosphere around the stadium, it really is an honor to be involved. Setting really tight. Patricia should be all over that, but it's so tight that Germany try and go after the hands instead. It looks as if Bieneck misses out on the sideline, and Brazil now 4 points in front, and they've really put their foot down. They've got the stronghold.
You know, it's tough because you only get one timeout per set, and it looks like Germany is going to use it very early. They only have 3 points on the board, but I understand it. They do not want Brazil to run away with this thing too early. You want to slow things down. Remember, we also have the challenge system, and so we've seen players in the past use challenges at time to slow things down. But right now, Germany has used their one and only timeout. The only other stoppage of play will be at the technical timeout. I think a little too early.
Very early to use it. Germany have the challenge system on their own tour. So it's something they're used to. So if there is any gamesmanship with the challenge system, the Germans are probably the most experienced team to use it as well. Bieneck Schneider, this is a different test to yesterday. Losing out to an experienced team, Lily and Elsa, 15-13, they were pushed the whole way. This is a different kettle of fish though. Volkenhorst watches on closely. What a player, and what a superstar of our sport.
Yeah, and it's probably got to be a little challenging for her to watch, because once an athlete, always an athlete. You want to get on that court, and it's got to give you the itch seeing some of these players going at it.
Bieneck just comes in, sells a little bit of the cross court by opening up her arm swing, and then chips to the line. Jumping into the angle, Patricia leaving the line open. Germany.
I love what Bieneck did there. Shoulders facing cross court, very deceptive, and then she goes down the line. Really a perfectly executed offensive play.
Very much. Falling Patricia into a false sense of security. And Germany have gone for the jugular again here.
Really quick jump, float serve. It catches you off guard if you're not ready for it. You can just see how much movement is on that ball. So hard to track.
In China, earlier on in the year, the Australians put Patricia under so much service pressure that she struggled to pass the ball into good areas. This time she's let off the hook.
Yeah, that's been a big challenge for Patricia, and she's going to have to focus on that. Get her platform out early, get ready. Yeah, it's a big error by Germany letting her off the hook, and then what does Brazil do? They serve that ball out of bounds as well. When you get someone in trouble, the big key is to continue to pressure that person. Don't let them off the hook. Make them work themselves out of it.
Really, Brazil have just let Germany off the hook after some good side-out play from Bieneck and Schneider. Schneider with the serve, sitting in the middle, protecting the two ball. Then she sits round on the angle, but the high line from Rebecca is good. Her vision is good as well.
Interesting defensive set right here by Germany. Looks like they double up right there. They're taking Rebecca's angle, not only the defender, but the blocker, completely leaving that line vulnerable.
Is that a sign of respect from Germany to try and double up really on Rebecca? Because, well, if they just sit on the line in the angle, she might just chip away around them all day long.
I don't know. You rarely see anyone doubling up and blocking and playing defense on the same, in the same area. It's a strategy you want to do every once in a while, but maybe just a little miscommunication. We'll see if they continue it.
Back to Patricia. This time she goes with a hammer, but it's blocked out. Wrong side of the sideline for Germany.
I think that timeout by Germany kind of served them well. They've come out, they've played strong. That ball tooled off the block and out of bounds. But remember, it was 7-3, and now 10-7. They've cut into that lead just a little bit.
They're going to have to be persistent here and consistent. The two ball. First time we've seen that one from Schneider.
Schneider goes up with that left hand and a nice little pokey. You have that luxury coming in from the right side if you are left-handed to go on that option on the second contact.
It's a threat that Patricia especially is going to have to be aware of as this game continues. Sliding the play to the outside, trying to play with width and speed to make the blocker move. Rebecca.
I like that big hit by Rebecca. Remember, she's only 5'9", so she's got to climb the ladder to get up there, and not afraid to challenge up at the net. Bieneck was right there and didn't even flinch for Rebecca.
Bieneck making a big dive on the body line. Bieneck now goes to the line, but the errors have crept in again. She's in quite early, Bieneck.
It's interesting. In the books, Bieneck is listed at 6 feet, and Isabel Schneider at 5'11". They look like they're at least 3 inches apart, not just one.
Patricia's 6'4",
right?
And it just shows where the game's going. They just get bigger and bigger out there. Timeouts come around very quickly, and Brazil, they're in the driving seat here in Hamburg.
Technical timeout. This has been a huge event that has grown over the last couple of years, and you mentioned it, Louis, the fact that this has become a major event. 2 times was the World Tour Finals held right here, and they're definitely ready to host the World Championships. And this is a player favorite and a fan favorite. It's just one of those events you know it's going to be big time, and to win here is really something special.
But the sport's just been driven by Julius Brink, Jonas Reckerman winning Olympic gold in 2012, Ludwig Volkenhorst 2016. Popularity is growing, they're holding big events, and now they have multiple teams at a world-class level. They really have, they've got something to show off about beach volleyball Germany.
Absolutely, and Frank Macrod, the promoter here, has really just done a fantastic job working with Hannes Jagerhofer of the Major Series to create this event. And you know, it's awesome. It would be great to see even more events like this throughout Europe.
It would be incredible. Back to the action. 110 calories burnt so far from Bieneck. A few more. She charges into the net to try and make a block. Is that a handling error? Yes, there is a handling error on Rebecca.
Yeah, Rebecca tried to set that ball quickly to the outside, and she was called for a double contact. It came out with a little too much spin and may have not touched her hands simultaneously. And it's a judgment call. It's a tough call for the head referee, but no argument on that last one by Rebecca.
Throughout this season, Anna, Patricia, and Rebecca have played quite the standardized game, running the offensive plays up and down. And this is actually the first time that I've personally seen them run the ball wider. Interesting to pull that out the bag at a World Championship.
Yeah, you see a lot of teams kind of throw a few things in the toolbox per se when they come into a tournament, and varying speeds is really important. If you're doing the same tempo every single time, sometimes that becomes the scouting report against you. They know what you're going to do. You have to be a little bit unpredictable at times, and maybe that's what they're trying to implement.
A couple of miss serves here. Well, the game's changing, or it seems to be changing all the time out there. New offensive plays.
Yeah, innovation for sure takes place. The ball, you know, you mentioned it, a lot of taller players as that ball goes out of bounds. A lot of taller players, a lot of varied offense, a lot of misdirection and movement to get the blocker moving laterally so that they're out of position. So many of those things happen at both the men and women level, and it's really great to see the game evolve.
Used to be the Australians who ran the 2-ball, the wide ball, Samoilos and Smedins, and now everybody seems to have a little bit in their armory. Anyway, there's a few questions going on out here. If there was a touch off the outside arm of Patricia.
Oh, that was close, but I believe the challenge is, was there a net fault or not? And that would really negate any touch or anything like that. We're going to get a good look at it.
Sorry, my mistake.
Does she net? It doesn't look like it in that.
Not guilty by the looks of it. The main judge still has to have his say, though. It's a warm place on that referee stand, but there's also lots of pressure on the officials.
I don't see a fault, so no fault right there. That ball was hit directly out of bounds, so it's going to be a point for Brazil. And so far, head referee Carlos Rivera Rodriguez, he's had his hands full.
Well, the Brazilians looking to win their second consecutive game here. Blocking the angle is Patricia. Playing over the top of Brazil's biggest blocker is Victoria Bieneck. Still 3 points to the good. Germany needing to find some sort of service pressure, a block, or a transition play, but there's one. Could be a sign of things to come here, Dave.
Yeah, I like that block by Victoria Bieneck. Not sure if that ball cleared the net or not, but nonetheless, point for Germany. Here's a good look at it. She hits a lot of net right there, Anna Patricia does. Lets that ball drop just a little bit, and Germany just a couple points away from tying this thing up.
certainly not about how you start, it's about how you finish, but consistency is so key as well. Bieneck charging in, so Brazil tests the blocker. They chip short, they go around her because there's so much court to cover.
Solid shot here. Anna Patricia. Look at the rotation on the ball. Players do that. They snap their wrist to get that ball headed down quickly. It's all about getting the ball to the sand as fast as possible.
Anna Patricia using her height advantage all the time within this game. Almost beaten, but the bigger the block, the harder it is to find an angle around. One error, and now it's a 4-point game. Shifting again.
Yeah, this ball doesn't clear. This is all into the net, so Anna Patricia doesn't even get her hands on that, so it's 4 contacts for Germany and another point. So it's 15-13, and then you blink an eye and it's 17-13. That's what this Brazil team has the ability to do, really turn it on when they need to.
Serving really short to try and disrupt the rhythm of the attack of Germany, and it's completely worked. Bringing Victoria Bieneck in short. Really, the approach was effective. No side out from Germany. Transition play from Brazil, good again.
And Rebecca, she has to be cagey. She has to be crafty. She's only 5'9". She goes up against some of these bigger trees, and I love how she challenges the block a lot of the times.
This time off the body. Bieneck with a really feisty swing. Second opportunity. She goes off the body again. But look who's there. Rebecca now. Can she put the ball away? It's a deep swing, causing Germany so many problems. Playing towards the perimeter of court. Second opportunity. Anna Patricia goes to town. Brazil well in charge now. What a rally.
Wow, did they earn that one. Look at the back flipper with the right hand. That's Rebecca Cavalcanti Barbosa Silva showing her defense and just puts Germany on the defensive, on their heels, just scrapping to get it over. It ends up in a free ball situation, and then guess what? It's Anna Patricia Silva Ramos taking care of business and getting that ball to the sand. But sometimes it takes a couple of plays back and forth to set up that winning kill, and that's exactly what Brazil did. They were patient there and really earned that point.
Rebecca built through the rally with good decision-making. Anna Patricia put the ball away. From the left side, Bieneck again, no block, but she hits the retreating blocker. That's Anna Patricia trying to catch her really high, but Bieneck out-bullying Anna Patricia that time. They refuse to throw in the towel here, Dane. It's a long way back, but maybe some momentum for the second set, even if they can't convert this one.
Smart play up at the net. Bieneck gives that signal of line, which indicates she's going to block the straight line, and that's exactly what she does to keep Germany's hopes alive here, down 5.
It's a long way back, especially Rebecca. They've served both players here, Germany. And Brazil, no matter who gets the serve, managed to find a solution. Impressive, and now they have set points.
Brazil really been in control this entire set. Had times of it getting close and making it look easy there. A little short serve, and they walk off with a 7-point win, and in a rally score match or set to 21 points, a 7-point win is really significant.
Well, this is how the set came to an end.
Little jump float. You see there's not a lot of movement on the ball. As soon as it gets to the plane of the net, it kind of drops, and it's just very difficult to handle.
Shows a lot about the character of Rebecca and Anna Patricia to come out here, perform like that against Germany, who are at home in front of this crowd.
Yeah, it's important, you know, and Brazil, a strong team, and they're really just starting to hit their stride. They both have the 3 victories on the World Tour, and they've all done that as a team. And so they're learning that it doesn't matter where you're playing or who you're against, you gotta bring your A game. As we take a look at the stats, pretty even, but Brazil, look at that side out percentage, 47 as opposed to 35%. That is really big. Unforced errors, very equal. You know, 2-to-1 in aces. It was just the small plays that Brazil won almost 9 out of 10 times they were on top in the broken plays when they were in trouble, and that's the difference. The Germans going to have to lower their unforced errors and keep the ball in and maybe put a little pressure, we talked about it earlier, from the service line to get Brazil in trouble, because I think Ana Patricia might be a little vulnerable if you serve her tough.
For sure, the passing of Ana Patricia has been, well, vulnerable before on the World Tour this year. But they've gone after Ana Patricia and she's been physical. And then they've gone after Rebecca and she's chipped the ball around with delight and ease. But it's a good start from Germany. Schneider, Bieneck, they need a good start.
Yeah, they really do. And it's so interesting. For Germany, that's your choice, right? Do you go to the power of Ana Patricia, or would you like to play against the creativity and the finesse of Rebecca? You have to kind of pick your poison. And neither one of them is a good answer, that's for sure. But tough serving. If you don't know where to go, I like to rip it right down the middle of the court. There's Rebecca trying to go cross court. That ball doesn't even clear the net right there. So maybe they're onto something. I like when you score a point against a player, go right back to her.
You know what they say, if you're in a fiddle, go deep middle, but on the counter again, Bieneck, Schneider. It's a 3-point run to put the ball well and truly in Brazil's court for the first time. Rebecca missing multiple side-outs now, running that wider ball to the stick.
Well, they did it. They went right back to Rebecca. They scored on her. And look at this. They go to Ana Patricia. Not a huge fan of that. That makes 0 sense to me, that you score 2 points against Rebecca and then you let her off the hook and you go to Ana Patricia. So, you know, that's not very smart volleyball, and Ana Patricia let them know.
Certainly did let them know, but it's another indicator that you can pass poorly when you're 6'4" in this game and still put the ball away. High over the top. Great reactions on the way down, Ana Patricia, but Germany just seemed to have everything going their way.
Good block right there, but then it kind of awkwardly hits the top of the net, throws Brazil completely off, and there's the celebration right there by Schneider. Where will they go? I think this is the big question. What strategy will Germany take? And they go back to Rebecca.
Takes a slightly flatter ball. She tries to chip around the block, but Germany are more physical at the moment. They're more in rhythm. They're more insistent. And this lead is just growing again.
And they're scoring points while serving, and that's you know, an indicator that they've turned up their serve. They're putting a little more pressure on the Brazilians, and they're really capitalizing when they get the opportunity.
After the first game against Rwanda, this is the first time that this Brazilian team have really been tested. And it's a bit out of sorts, but Rebecca's feeling the pressure, so she puts Ana Patricia in on 2.
And she kind of forced that one, right? It almost backfired. She passes ball way up to the net and to the left. Ana Patricia barely got on top of it, but it's good enough for the kill. I think it's a smart move by Rebecca, teeing her partner up. You give them a different look, right? Instead of the 1-2-3, you give them that second contact put away.
Makes it very tough for the blocker to have to watch a little bit of everything out there. And gradually, step by step, Brazil start to impose themselves again, and it's the imposing figure of Ana Patricia who makes a late dive. Brazil, well, there's still a long way to go in this set, thank you.
Yeah, this is, of course, anybody's set. Just getting started here in the second set with Brazil up a set and has been in complete control. And these Brazilians, they always train, as you mentioned earlier, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And they have that extra gear when it gets late in a set to really turn it up a notch. So not too concerned right now with Brazil being down 6-3.
This is one of the most open World Championships ever, I think. As Rebecca just chisels away on the angle, works the arm away smoothly.
And when you say open, you mean it's anybody's game?
I think it's anybody's game.
On
where
both
it used
the men
to be,
and women's side?
I think men and women. It's
I'd
an interesting.
I'd say we've never had a bigger favorite on the men.
You say Molen Sorum.
Oh, I mean, 7 out of the last 10 events. I don't even remember a team doing that. And so, I mean, if I was in Vegas right now,
yeah, I would too.
You got to put your money in there. On the women's side, though, I don't know. I think you're absolutely right. There's so much parity on the women. I wouldn't even know who to pick.
Well, Brazil punch heavy with this team. Agatha Duda. The Americans, you can never count Kerry Walsh-Jennings out, but also April Ross. Alex Kleinman have won 4-star events this year. On the men's side, maybe a Stoyanovsky, a Krasilnikov can cause a little upset, but the women's is open, and even Australia are a force to be reckoned with, but they've lost, again, as did Kerry Walsh-Jennings, to the Netherlands, Van Ursel and Stuber today, who now lead that pool of death. So
Australia's got an interesting game. You know, they love to hit on that second contact, and it's almost their primary offense. But sometimes it gets them all the way to the top to win tournaments, and it's very interesting. If I had to go out on a limb, I'm going to say either Agatha and Duda. They've been playing well, or I like Alex and April. They're playing well. You're right, there's a lot of great teams out there.
Playing well is Rebecca, because she faces the line and then just chops it back angle. Shows one thing, goes another.
Yeah, and she has to do that. At 5'9", one of the shorter players out there, you have to be creative. You have to be very deceptive at all times. You can't just get up there and power the ball.
Think of Rebecca in the women's game, a Karen Buehler in the men's, but it's Anna Patricia. Hey, look at the score, Dane. All of a sudden, we're back all square, and Brazil had a bit of a shocking start.
Yeah, and that's why I said I'm not concerned about Brazil. I know what they're capable of doing, and they got to turn it up when they need to. We've seen that with so many different teams. We even saw it with Anders Mol and Christian Sorum in the last one. At times, you know, they're down a couple points, but they're never out of control. And so I feel the same way right now about Brazil, who's really playing with some composure.
That 2-ball from Schneider will again ask questions of Anna Patricia after she just made a kill block. They just ask a different question. It's another equation for Brazil to try and solve. The 2-ball causing problems. The ball moves quicker than the feet, but it's another race. And it's the same channel as you mentioned before. Rip it and rip it. Straight down the middle, Germany. And they get rewarded.
Really nice serve, but weird how Brazil just froze. Nobody really made a move for this. I think that each player believed it was the other player's ball, and that's exactly what that middle serve's designed to do.
This game just keeps swinging one way and then another. Anna Patricia, it's so tight. The block's right in the game. Not only is it in the game, but Victoria Bieneck penetrates, takes time away from the spiker. Germany are in charge again.
Tough set, right? Too close to the net. Anna Patricia has to try to survive with a left-handed attack, but not good enough. Bieneck really looking good at putting a formidable block up when that ball's tight.
Rebecca the target. This time it's a slightly wider set, quicker set. It's rolled to the line. It looks as if that one's gone out as well. Maybe there's a few problems in the Brazilian game after all.
Yeah, some unforced errors, and look at that. 4 points in a row for Germany. And maybe they heard me when I said that looks like Brazil's in control. They didn't like it, and they have turned it up a notch here and taken a 4-point edge.
There is a 4-point edge indeed. Brazil, who are renowned for ball control. That's Brazil's middle name in beach volleyball, is that they control the ball better than any other nation. But the passing and setting has left a little bit to be desired at times.
Yeah, their serve reception game has not been strong in the last few points especially. Just they need to be more aggressive, more communicative, and talk to one another, and that's going to fire their offense. And right now, almost as if Brazil kind of getting caught off guard, you know, not playing with the intensity that they need to. And that sometimes does happen after you win the first set. Sometimes you get a little too lax.
intriguing moments on day 3 of the FIVB Beach Volleyball World Championships. Anna Patricia is the service target again. It's a good approach this time, but she fires long. Hamburg are alive again, and they're pushing their team closer to 21 points. Too many errors from Brazil. It's a 5-point game. Schneider, the southpaw, drops one in short on Anna Patricia. She's slightly more off the net this time, and she stays high off the hands of Victoria Bieneck.
Brazil taking a little bit of a deep breath and challenging right there. That ball could have easily been blocked by Bieneck if she was up early. It wasn't that Anna Patricia went around her. She challenged her that time, and that leads me to believe that Brazil, a little frustrated, trying to hit their way out. And that ball just on the outside of the line. What a beautiful shot. So 13-8, that is a pretty decisive technical timeout score for Germany.
It's a game of inches, and a similar swing from Rebecca just missed the sideline by an inch or two earlier on, but that from Bieneck, perfect. Diving into the angle, Anna Patricia, sweeping to the line late, Rebecca, both beaten.
You know, it's always interesting when we look at the seeds. The Brazilians are the 4th seed and Germany the 28th seed. And how you come to that is, you know, your history, and looking at Brazil's history in the last 9 events they've played in, they have never finished outside of the top 10, whereas on the other side of the net, the last 5 events for Germany, 4 of the 5, they're outside of the top 10. So Brazil very consistent in their play and continuing to get better. But you know what? When you're on the court, you better believe these players, they don't think about seeding. They don't think about anything. But if they've played before and they have revenge on their mind, but other than that, they're trying to take care of the match that is at hand right now. And right now, Germany starting to figure some things out.
If the process is good, the outcome will look after itself. At the moment, the process of serving tough for Germany is being rewarded. Passing insistent. Rebecca, the ball's really inside, but it's a smart decision.
You're absolutely right. That set's way too far inside, especially for the 5'9" Rebecca. Only thing she really had was a poke shot. She can't take a swing. If you're a right side player, the death set, we call it, is low and inside. And that last set by Anna Patricia was exactly that.
Germany could be frustrated that they didn't manage to get the ball up in defense. And now they might be doubly frustrated because it's a 2-point swing for Brazil, and it's a 3-point game again. And it's funny how the tide keeps turning here in Hamburg.
Surprised that Germany got caught off guard. Anna Patricia's facing the back line when she goes to jump and swing. And so apparently Germany not expecting anything short right there, and they completely get caught off guard. Those are the little points that really start to add up. Instead of expanding that lead, they allow Brazil to start to cut into the lead, and it's 4 at the moment.
That's so good from Victoria Bieneck. She faces so square on, but it's an off-speed shot to the sideline that beats the defender.
It looked like Brazil was actually playing the angle, but the shot was just too good.
Four points again. The service pressure, risk versus reward, and it's been a risk that's been rewarded so far for Germany within this set. Dane, I still have no idea of this second set hit. It could go either way. And that's an outrageous dig. Rebecca, square on the left side, tries to hit the Hollywood shot. Back on the angle, denied by the net.
That's uncharacteristic of Rebecca. She's usually very good if she makes a defensive play. She usually makes you pay offensively, because it's only half the play to do the defense. You gotta complete it, and right now Brazil seems to be a little off. There's another shank pass.
Insecure touches in the service reception from Anna Patricia. But there's a dig from Rebecca, who has a chance to make up for the previous point. And boy, oh boy, does Rebecca make up for the previous point.
As their coach looks on, a lot more happy with that aggressive type of play. You've seen Anna, Patricia, and Rebecca really kind of chipping the ball around. They need to use that power and that strength, the physicality that's got them to this point.
Could that be a sign of nerves, Thane?
I don't think they're nervous. They just need to execute.
Execution is so key, but the only thing that's been executed is a touch on the net from Anna Patricia. And if Germany, well, it's time they start believing now. 4-point lead at crunch time.
That's just a kind of a young error, jumping forward on her block on a Patricia. You gotta have balance. When you're blocking, you gotta jump up and down. If you broad jump forward at all, you'll find yourself in the net.
Passing far better. And that's maybe the steepest, gnarliest angle of the day from Anna Patricia. What a swing, Dave.
Coach liking that one. Now it's going to get interesting, right? A 3-point lead for Germany, and this is where it's crunch time. It's all about finishing strong.
This time Rebecca holding so patiently with a soft touch on the ball, but then she backs it up with sublime vision and placement of the pokey.
And that all happened because of beautiful defense of Rebecca, and this time she comes in, pokes it like a little pokey rainbow jumbo to the corner, and Rebecca showing that she's got great command and control of the ball. That's why earlier in this set, a little surprising to see those uncharacteristic, unforced errors. As you see, we've been going really back and forth, but in the middle of that scoring is where the Germans ran off 5 in a row, and that is what the Brazilians are trying to overcome still.
They've had a mountain to climb, but they still have so many steps to climb as well. Brazil, if they want to take this in 2. Maybe the problem for Germany is that the pressure's been off of them. They're the underdogs in the form book, but now they can potentially see the finish line. You can see the finish line. Sometimes it gets further away. There's Alexander Volkenhorst, who unfortunately had to pull out of this World Championship due to an injury to his arm. And there's his sister, Kira Volkenhorst, who had to retire due to injuries. So the Volkenhorst family are here, and that's good to see. Anna Patricia serving straight down the line, the most direct route in for the blocker. And then she goes and gets a clap. So physical. 6'4", pressing, pushing, taking time and angles away from Germany, and maybe their hopes go with it.
This is what I'm talking about. Brazil turning it up when they need to and getting themselves right back in this. And look at another dig by Rebecca.
Rebecca just puts the handbrake on, but so does Schneider. Chance in transition. She goes high, she goes long.
It's all the defense of Rebecca in the backcourt, keeping that ball alive, and give Anna Patricia credit as well. She's really funneling that hit their way, and right now, Bieneck not too happy.
Well, if Germany challenge the block, they've got Anna Patricia, who's on great form at the moment. And if they go round her, Rebecca's seeing everything.
Well, the official challenge is for a block touch, and I thought there might be a net violation, but I didn't see a block touch here. But leave it up to Germany to challenge and use our Hawkeye system at 200 frames per second. We will get a great view and see what the outcome is here, but I think it's going to be Brazil's ball.
You called it, Dane, earlier on. They've used their timeout. They go to the challenge system to potentially slow the game down and just cause a little bit of kerfuffle for Brazil.
Smart, huh? Gamesmanship.
I can imagine you had a little bit of that in abundance as well.
Here it is, yeah. It's not even close.
Let's have a look at Anna Patricia's reaction. She knows the answer.
Yeah,
Question
she's
is,
like back ready to serve. That I think was called just to slow things down. I mean, we were at 16-13, and
that's a defining moment. At least she serves in post that challenge, and she makes the block as well. Mental focus from Patricia to stay alert through Germany's gamesmanship and still charge on in and make a block.
What I tell you, it was 16-13, and Brazil has an extra gear.
Something tells me you know a thing or two about this.
They know how to turn it on. It's like that uncanny ability, and hopefully Germany can put up a fight and keep in this, but you got to be a little bit dejected if you're Germany. You had control. You were in the driver's seat in this second set, but you haven't been able to close the door, and now you're even, but you're playing catch up a little bit. You can just sense Brazil has grabbed that momentum once again.
That was a clutch play from Bieneck, though, showing a little bit of angle again and chipping high line. But that's not a clutch play because there's a change of ends, a missed serve after siding out so smoothly with ease, and it gives the initiative back to Brazil. There you go, Brazil. Have it. Big moments. Bieneck the target again, serving inside, maybe to take away some angles and some physicality as well. Chips away, 2 from 2 to the line from Bieneck. No sharp angles available there, but she does the best with the cards that she's been dealt.
Yeah, really nice, and I'm happy with the fact that Bieneck didn't try to challenge Patricia low. She went high over the hand. If she would have challenged her there, she would have probably got that ball stuffed right back at her. 18-all.
Left-handed Schneider. Serving Patricia on the inside, a little bit out of rhythm here, but the benefit of being high means that you can be a little bit off balance at times and still find the sack.
Patricia, deceptive, you know, she's 6'4", and like you said, you can't teach tall, right? She's got that height, she just rips a ball that's set about 5 feet off the net, really making it look easy.
You can't teach tall, for sure. Left side play. Bieneck has really come back to the forefront of this game. 3 side outs in a row. To the line, and then she goes back and accesses a deep angle to put Rebecca under pressure.
Oh, couldn't get any closer there, right? Hitting the line on the way out right there. A huge play for Germany. And now it's a game to 2. But the pressure on Germany, they're down a set.
Huge moments in this one. Rebecca the target. They've changed up the serve to smaller Rebecca, who just tries to knuckle the ball over the top of the block. The retreating block punished by Bieneck, who's grabbed this game by the scruff of the neck here.
Really a great play, right? They sense it's going to be a little poke shot over the block. They play great defense, and then they convert it to offense right there. You can tell by that hug, a lot of pressure on this German duo in front of this crowd.
Volkenhorst on her feet as well. Serving from Germany. Bieneck going straight after Rebecca, who's trying to find a way past the block of the German. She does just find a way past the outside hand. Dane, this one's really heating up.
I noticed something on the last couple of plays. Rebecca really doesn't see the court that well. We saw the poke shot over the block where the defender was, right? And that time she hit away from body right where the defender was going. The actual cross shot was wide open. So you can only guess so many times before it catches up to you. Let's see if Germany can side out.
They can side out. And guess who it is again? Brazil change up their blocking tactics. They make a dive into the angle. Defender on the line in Rebecca. Bieneck doesn't count.
Nice defensive set. It's just got to give all the credit to Bieneck right there, being aggressive and ripping it.
Set point Germany. It's their second set point of this game. Rebecca the target again on 2. It's been seen really early. Great vision from Schneider. The transition setting is so close. On 1, Rebecca! It goes wide. And Germany have upset the apple cart here in Hamburg in front of their own fans. The favourites, Brazil, now they're in struggle town. What a set. Dane Blanton.
You know, it's a huge win right there for Germany, and they stepped up to the plate here with the crowd really getting involved in the end. And I'm impressed at the way that Germany finished this set. It looked like Brazil turned things around. They took the lead at 17-16. But you know what? Germany showed some grit right there. They dug deep, and that is the reason. Seeing a few sloppy plays from Rebecca, that ball cannot be hit over and out of bounds right there if you're going to win. And so some unfortunate plays for Brazil, but give all the credit in the world to Germany. They stepped up and made huge plays when they needed to.
Well, the match statistics don't lie. 24 kills to 21 for Brazil, 3 blocks each. Unforced errors a problem for the Brazilians. The side-out percentage from Germany increasing as the game goes on. As we have a look at Hawkeye, the Germany service placement. Dane, this is going to tell us a lot about how this one's unfolding.
Oh yeah, you know, Germany has been serving Rebecca. They want to go to the shorter player, play the player that is putting up some shots. But they're going, you know, a little bit down the middle, but favoring Rebecca. Not many serves going to Ana Patricia because of the power, and I think that is Brazil's strongest rotation when Ana Patricia is passing. So smart play by Germany so far. Let's see if they keep it up. And there's certain unique times where you have to go back to the player that's given you a point before. And at times I've seen Germany make the mistake of going to the wrong person. So cleaning up just a couple of those errors can sometimes translate into 2 or 3 points.
Rebecca definitely proving to be a more favorable matchup for Germany's block defense throughout this game. It's a race to 15.
And this place is absolutely rocking right now. Crowd really into it.
Just went in the game before this one, Dane, to go and get a feel for it in the crowd, and it is electric out there. But also electric are Bieneck and Schneider. And talk about service tactics. Bieneck really found her rhythm at the end of set 2. Potentially Brazil might have to have another look at Isabel Schneider.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Bieneck kind of in a groove offensively, seeing the court really well. And there's a look at Ana Patricia. There's a good reason that Germany is not serving her, is because she brings it. She brings the heat. It's so hard to defend.
Yeah, there should be a massive beware sign on Ana Patricia at times. This time the back set just trying to move the blocker around. 1-1, 1-1. Ana Patricia again serving, chasing in. It's the most direct line, so she can get it nice and quick and try and form some good shapes at the net, but challenging away. Victoria Bieneck is winning this battle at the moment. She hasn't won every battle, but at the moment, she's got Ana Patricia where she wants her.
Yeah, she's locked in. She's seeing the court really well. She's listening to her partner, Schneider, who's giving her some really solid calls, and she's locked in offensively. I think you mentioned it a few plays ago. The Brazilians have to possibly go the other direction to Schneider to try to get Germany in trouble.
Well, yesterday, Lillian Elsa served Bieneck for large proportions of the game, but when the going got tough, Lillian Elsa dropped the ball on Schneider, the out-of-rhythm player. Lightning might strike twice, but Brazil have to stay clear in their own minds, thinking forwards, and Ana Patricia at the moment has got to solve the puzzle of siding out. She does so to the line.
I'm a little confused by the couple of serves we've seen in set number 3 to Ana Patricia.
Is it something that you would think of doing if you were Germany, if you wanted to freeze Rebecca out and then go back to her under pressure so she doesn't find rhythm? Or do you just think it's a change of tactic at the wrong time?
You know, I don't know if it's even thought out.
Just so in the moment.
It seems so random that you've been going to Rebecca, having a lot of success, and then you give it to Ana Patricia a couple times. She really crushes it. And I'm surprised on the Brazil side as well. They keep going to Bieneck, and she is really locked in a groove.
Really locked in. Ana Patricia very square onto the net. Looks as if she's fired long.
Yeah.
She certainly has, and now it's a 3-point game. So the errors have come again from Brazil, which is very un-Brazilian of them.
Yeah, and probably the Germans maybe know something that I don't know, because every so often they're getting another point off of Anna Patricia. So she bangs the ball straight down. Looks like, you know, she's all world, and then the next play, she hits the ball out of bounds. So maybe a little susceptible to errors right now, but a lot of balls being hit out in this one. Not the cleanest of games, but it's really provided a battle for us.
Well, this wasn't in the script for Brazil after their season on the World Tour. 18 kills for Bieneck, 3 successful blocks. They're very good stats from the German blocker. Question is again, can Germany stay consistent in the back end of this third set? Because Brazil have played more big games as of late than the Germans. But Germany have a full house behind them.
And Germany playing with more of a sense of urgency right now. And there's that big crushing hit. But, you know, if she hits a ball out every 3 serves, then that's a good strategy. I don't know if that will be the case. There you see the 6'4" Anna Patricia get up and just crush that ball straight down. But I was going to say, Germany, you know what? They are playing with more urgency right now. They lost their first round, and Brazil won their first round. So there's a lot of pressure right now.
Brazil changed the service back to Schneider. They make the dig, but they can't increase the pressure on the Germans. It's a free ball, second time of asking. Izzy Schneider does not need asking twice to put that one away.
Yeah, Brazil did it. Got the ball up, could put it away.
They did change the serve, though.
I like that. I like that they did switch it up.
As of Germany, they've had a little look at Rebecca, who's moving the blocker around. It's a big break from Bieneck. Out of system. She has to get out wide to try and deliver a crushing blow, but that one is still traveling. Change of ends, and just as you think one team are running away, the other one catches up.
Again, a ball hit directly out of bounds. All 4 of these players really need to focus on keeping the ball in, making the other team make a big play rather than that ball being hit out.
Schneider from the right side, the left-hander. It's a good approach. She shows angle, and she just slows everything down. And the reward for that is she manages to get a really positive touch off the hands of Anna Patricia.
Yeah, I really like that offense, right? Schneider composes herself, passes it, gets outside, takes a look, and goes high cross court off the top of Anna Patricia, and it results in a point. And 7-4. Remember, this is a quick one. It's to 15 points, so there's not a lot of time, no technical timeout.
Anna Patricia served so short. And once again, the passing and setting of Brazil hasn't been at the level as what we've seen this year on the World Tour. But Lady Luck is on the side of the net band and the side of Brazil. 2-point game. Service on the inside, back to Victoria Bieneck. Brazil go. Good blocking, watching everything all the time is Anna Patricia. She jumps back, 2 in a row from Anna Patricia. But Germany, as they have done all evening, stay alive in the point, but then the 2-ball crushed away. Brazil going again.
Brazil slowly chipping at this lead and making their way back. Great communication right there. Block taking cross court, Rebecca sliding into the angle, and they do it once again. Block taking cross court, goes over the net and covered by Germany. And then what does Rebecca do? She tees up her 6'4" partner to go over on 2. So a great rally and really a great job manufacturing a point for Brazil.
Serving really deep in was the call, but the ball drifts out. Again, all the previous point, the adrenaline from Anna Patricia, 2 blocks and a kill on 2 to then float that one out the back. Just letting Germany off the hook. Bieneck, deep breaths. The net band, this time on the side of Germany. Breaking late is Bieneck. She's breaking late for the soft shot. Now Bieneck from way downtown can only just continue play with a soft roll shot. Opportunity for Anna Patricia. And when she's in system and the ball's on the net, she's going to be in a good place to score.
Yeah, you can err when you got a player like Anna Patricia. You can err by putting that ball close. Look at the scrappy, groveling defense by Germany. But this set is a little too close, but what does Anna Patricia do? She just climbs the ladder a little quicker, little knuckle shot cross court, making it look easy. You have that luxury when you're 6'4".
With long levers as well. 7-8 change of ends, changing every 5 in the tiebreak set here in Hamburg, the FIVB Beach Volleyball World Championship. Delivering. What cover? It's a fantastic block from Anna Patricia, but staying still and patient. In the cover is Schneider, but then she works off the body, just fiddles it to the sideline. Germany back in business.
What an awesome play by Schneider right there. Quick reaction. Look at this cover right here. She's aware, gets her left hand up, and then to top it off, she gets in position to be an offensive player. Give some credit to Bieneck for that set, but Schneider with the drop shot, really tricking Rebecca, one of the best defenders on tour.
That should have been lights out on Germany, but covering from Schneider. So early in the call. Cut was the call. Schneider had already swept around. So speedy out there on the Red Bull Beach Arena. Persistence in defense pays off for the Germans as they wriggle closer. Or was there a problem? The scores ticked over to Brazil.
Not sure what was called right there. So take a look here. Look at Schneider, left-handed stab, keeping it alive. And then makes a smart play of keeping it in. And let's take a look here. Big angle hit. Looked like a net violation right there by Bieneck. So the ball's out of bounds, but I believe a net violation. Bieneck tried to sell it to the referee, but not buying. Point for Brazil.
Back on to Bieneck. Serves straight down the line. She steps up really nice to sell that cross-court angle again. The approach worked good from Bieneck. She puts it away to the line. Crowd enjoying it.
What a great drop shot, huh? And Bieneck's earned that, right? By putting some power shots up there, it gets the defense on their heels, and that opens up a nice little short finesse roll shot.
The work she's doing off the ball paying dividends here as she charges in yet again, but it's another miss serve. That's 2 in a row, I think, Dane, from Bieneck at really a crucial time. She makes a big play, goes back to serve, the adrenaline's still pumping, fire it out the back.
Yeah, it's tough to kill your own momentum with a missed serve. And it's not really a serve either that they're going at it.
Again, Schneider is just camping still underneath the hands of Anna Patricia. It's a dark place. It's a lonely place. This time it doesn't pay off. One-handed block.
That block was beautiful. Didn't really even notice it real time, but a huge extension over the net by Anna Patricia, and it couldn't come at a better time. 10-all. This is getting exciting. Just a game to 5 now.
Hear what you're thinking, Dane. Too close to call. Passing and setting very tight to the net, and when the passing and setting is tight, Anna Patricia really comes alert and alive at the net.
Well, you know who I believe had the edge the whole time. It was Brazil. I think they have that extra gear. I think they've played a little loose and not as urgent, but now you see the intensity in the eyes of Anna Patricia. She has had enough right now, and she knows the importance of this thing. Look at the intensity. She says, Rebecca, let's get going. Let's get rid of these silly errors, and let's take control. When we make a defensive play, control it at the net like that, let's put it away instead of giving it away. There's just been too many unforced errors on both sides of the net, and I think frankly, some of the players, especially Anna Patricia, is frustrated with that, and let's see if she can get it together now. But to answer your question, I think the experience of Anna Patricia and Rebecca and the way they've been playing over the last year, they have a little more experience and maybe that little extra gear over Germany. But the crowd that is a huge factor.
It's pushing and pushing.
It could pull them up to an entirely different level. That's what we talked about at the beginning of this match. How much of a factor would this crowd be? And right now is exactly when Bieneck and Schneider need them.
The atmosphere is electric out there in the stand. Serves back onto Victoria Bieneck. Good work off the ball, charging in her approach to hit sharp angles, but shoulders underneath the ball from Rebecca. There's a net touch somewhere. Anna Patricia this time. More errors, Dave.
Error after error. And it's just, it will not work against a better team. You're going to have to clean this up. Here's a look at the net violation. Anna Patricia going a little too far on the follow-through into the top of the tape.
Germany haven't served as well in this set as they had in the second, where they stunned Brazil, but it's still really close. The serve goes back to Rebecca. It's a cannon on the angle from the 5'9" right side defender.
Rebecca's been solid. She knows that it is crunch time, and she's made some great defensive digs in the backcourt. These are the moments that you train for, you know, third set, when you're just a few points away, and this is where great players emerge.
Brazil have more big game experience, that's for sure. They've had a great season coming through the qualifier, but winning twice at 4-star level on the World Tour. It's a chance in transition. The high line is high enough to beat the blocker, fast enough to beat the defender, and now Brazil have a 2-point lead.
It all happened by the dig from Rebecca, and then she comes in and converts to offense. Look at this. The deep corners are so dangerous. A lot of players don't use those deep corners. They try to go straight down in the shallow part of the court, but Rebecca, a very smart player.
Pushing the limits, but that's 2 transition plays in a row from Rebecca. 2 transition plays in a row from Rebecca, backed up with a kill block from Anna Patricia, and it's smash and grab stuff from Brazil.
Look at this move. At the last second, jumps into the angle, and that's exactly where Rebecca is playing defense. So another double-up situation or a full read by Anna Patricia, and wow, great execution, and all of a sudden we're at match point.
Well, Brazil have always made a podium in World Championship history in beach volleyball, but they have to work hard again here. The only time Brazil haven't made a podium in the World Championships was on the men's side in 2007. Second match point for Brazil. They've been made to work so hard for it, but where Germany served so well in the second, they've squandered too many in the third, Dane.
Too many giveaways, right? And the edge, Brazil got just a slight edge at the end, and that was the difference, you know. But you can't take anything away from Germany. They played really well, and they should take a lot out of this one. But most importantly, if they can limit those errors a little bit, we will be in much better shape moving forward. So 0-2 now for Germany in pool play, 2-0 for Brazil. And Schneider's going to soak up this crowd while she can. She might not find herself back on center court.
Back on center. The top 4 third-place teams go through automatically. The next 4 teams are played off by the last 8 third places. So it's definitely not cemented that Germany will be in the next round. They need to win their final game. Brazil are through. Well, Germany dug deep, deeper than we've seen for a while on the World Tour. But Brazil, some people's favourites for this entire competition. There are the stats: 2-1, 2 aces each, more kills, more blocks, but also more unforced errors as well, but a better side-out percentage.
Yeah, you know, those match statistics don't really tell the whole story because they're very even, right? And it just came down to limiting a few errors on broken plays and capitalizing, and the big block and the defensive plays by Rebecca on that Brazil team. That was the difference down the stretch. 2
transition plays at business time from Rebecca. Incredible. And that was the difference. That with a kill block from Anna Patricia really did seal the deal, but that's all we've got time for. Thank you very much, Dane Blanton. I've been Louis Lett, and we look forward to seeing you again soon from the FIVB World Championships in Hamburg.